we will start with color temperature. Now, color temperature is a way that we can differentiate between what kind of light we're getting, from warm to cold. And we call this temperature scale kelvins. So we can see where tungsten, LED, and fluorescence sits. We can also check the temperature of the sun at different points of the day to help us get an understanding of what kind of light we are producing. It's worth mentioning that of course it can change the color temperature whilst you're filming. So with tungsten, for example, you can use filters. With LED, you can actively change the light output. What I will suggest as a pro tip is make sure that you get the light perfect whilst you're filming. Do not leave it for post. Don't skip over it. Make sure you have the time to do it. So moving on, let's look at fluorescent lights. So I've personally only used KinoFlows when it comes to using fluorescent lighting. If you've seen a KinoFlow or a picture or whatever, they're quite big. So you can illuminate quite a large area. They do provide a very nice kind of light for that kind of stuff. You can buy a second-hand KinoFlow light bank for about a few $100s, pounds, euros, whatever. So you're probably wondering, why do I want to buy a lighting kit for a few $100s when I can just go to the store and just buy a strip light for almost nothing? One word, banding. It's this kind of flickering effect when you're filming it. You might remember seeing movies or documentaries really of like TV screens and they kind of just flicker there and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about, except this fills up the entire area. So it's like a strobing kind of effect. So why do fluorescent lights do this? Well, when we look at tungsten, for example, the way that produces light is by sending a charge through a filament which glows red hot, thousands of degrees, and that pumps out those precious photons that we crave. The way a fluorescent light works is it sends an alternating current through a tube filled with gas, creating fluorescence, and that's the light that is being produced. So it's both light, both photons, but produced in different ways. And just because of the way it's produced with fluorescent lights, you get that kind of banding, pulsing effect. So to understand the banding process a little bit better and how to fix it, a little bit of science.
Yes, science!
You have Hertz and you have AC, or alternating current, not air conditioning, alternating current. So Hertz is essentially the number of electric... So Hertz is the number of electric cycles per second. With AC, or alternating current, think of it as waves, electronic waves pulsing through your equipment. Hertz is the frequency of those pulses. So now we know what Hertz and alternating current is. Now we can work on fixing it if we're using fluorescent lights within our films. So you have two main methods of fixing the banding. Number one, you reduce your shutter speed. This can help or completely eliminate banding completely. Number two, if that doesn't work or it's not practical, you can change the hertz that your camera is working in. So most cameras will allow you to do this, and there are two types. So there's 50 hertz and 60 hertz. So if you shoot in PAL, that's 50 hertz. And PAL is something that's used a lot in Europe because of our electrical system. In America it's NTSC, which is at 60 hertz. So what you need to do is find out how your electrical system works, is it 50 or 60 hertz, and set your camera accordingly. And that will help reduce or eliminate banding completely. So a bit of thought and planning can really help you establish how to shoot using fluorescent lights. Intelligent use of lighting can have revolutionary and exciting effects within your work. For example, I see some music videos utilizing fluorescent and neon tubes, creating an interesting ambience and set design. Lighting doesn't always need to be used practically. It can be used just to look nice in your scenes. Whether it's a conventional type film or something like a music video or an experimental film, just using lights in a nice way can really dress the scene and make it much more attractive to look at. So that's fluorescent lights. That's the science behind it all. I hope this has been useful and you've got some interesting ideas moving forward and that you're inspired. What I've always said is get out there and make it happen. That's how you learn. That's how you develop your style. So thank you very much and I'll see you next time.